What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV here, back here for another Tottenham update, and I'm sure the whole of England is suffering today, definitely from their alcohol intake last night, but I'm sure everyone is waking up very happy as well. It was an absolutely astonishing night in the Euros last night. England 2, Germany 0, which you've got to say, I think that's England's biggest result in my lifetime.
Yeah, for sure. I can't remember a bigger result England have achieved since I've been watching football, to be honest. Yeah, I know we got to the semi-finals a few years ago, but beating Germany in the knockout stages of any tournament has to supersede anything I've seen. So we've had some big results, but nothing as big as this. No. So, and now it was all the whole tournament is set up for us to have egg on our faces. It's all set up for us to get to the final. We'll have to wait and see which way it goes. But I'm in it. I'm along for the ride. I can't wait.
Yeah, so the quarterfinals will be Saturday night at 8 o'clock, which is, if you think the drinks were flowing against Germany, wait till Saturday night, 8 o'clock, bloody hell. And if you want to come along to our event, do click the link in the description below. All the events we've run so far have been a resounding success, and just loads of people coming down, everyone having a good time. Scenes when we score, I mean, the beers are flying everywhere. I mean, I'm just loving these events. Every time they get on, another one comes on. It's like gets more and more, doesn't it? It's just crazy.
Fantastic, and people coming on, giving their opinions as well. So it was all great fun and having a great time so far. So hopefully we get as far as possible. We have many more events to come, I hope. But yeah, come along if you fancy it.
All right, so link is in description below for the England against Ukraine quarter-final of the Euros. But let's get into this Tottenham update and where to start off, but the manager update, and this is from Ali Gold, the first one, and he says, Nuno Espirito Santos is expected to be announced by Tottenham Hotspur this week and ready to take charge for pre-season on Monday. Where have we heard that one before? And then he goes on to say, it is understood that during talks it was made clear by both Paratici and Nuno Espirito Santo that Spurs would tick the attacking, entertaining boxes Daniel Levy had called for, whilst also at the same time being strong at the back.
Well, I guess I have to believe it when I see it. I mean, we've been through this with Mourinho, where we're like, oh, has he changed? Is he going to go more attacking? Blah, blah, blah. It didn't really turn out like that, did it? But with Nuno, to be fair, you know, at points, the Wolves side were playing some good stuff. And although they've always been resolute and solid and hard to beat, they have at times played some really nice football and got their technicians and Moutinho and Neves playing, dictating the game and stuff like that. So it's not always been pragmatic and backs to the wall kind of stuff with Wolves. But we all know in their last year, that is kind of what it was. But, you know, there were mitigating circumstances. But I think Nuno can bring a certain style to Tottenham. Well, he'll definitely, I hope he can improve us for sure. And hopefully his recruitment style as well. He's usually pretty good with the recruitment stuff. So I'm hoping Nuno can bring something different to Tottenham and help us kick on. Because I do think he's a good manager. It's just whether he's the manager who I really believe could build something, a project here that make us successful. I mean, we'll have to wait and see. But I'm willing to give Nuno a good go. And I'm you know, he's a good manager, and I don't want to start before he's managed a game. Start, you know, criticising him and saying he's not good enough or anything, because that's not fair, I don't think, on him.
Yeah, I mean, the BBC go on to say that Tottenham are closing in on Nuno now. But back onto what you're saying about his style of play and what have you, I don't really get this whole negativity surrounding Nuno. I mean, I get it in terms of we were linked with Conte and Poch, and now we're going for Nuno, and we could have got Nuno right at the start of our managerial search. That I completely get. But in terms of him as a manager and what he's achieved so far in his career, I mean, yes, he might not have won too many trophies, but he's been at a Valencia side where he got Champions League football, a Valencia side where he played nice, attractive football. This Wolves side, he's completely built himself from the Championship, bring them into the Premier League, solidifying their status in the Premier League. Attractive football, definitely in the first couple of years when they were in the Premier League. I know last year he had a lot of injuries to contend with, and you know, it was just didn't work out for him last season. And he had to play that kind of pragmatic football the way the injuries were going. So I completely understand that. But I think that that this Wolves team have played some really good football over the past few years. And I think that every time they've played against us, I think they've played us off the park pretty much every time Nuno's played us, especially when we had Poch, you know. I remember that game at Wolves when we won 3-2. They completely destroyed us that day, and they should have won that game. And I remember a game at Wembley that year where they completely walked all over us. And I mean, I remember so many games where it's a toing and throwing game, a lot of goals in the games, but they actually play really well and better than us. So I'm actually excited for Nuno. I think he can add a lot to Tottenham. I think that he's got tactical nous about him. He keeps it solid at the back. He can play some good football going forward. His sides are always kind of hard to beat. And I think that I'm quite excited, especially with his kind of recruitment as well.
Yeah, look, he's a good manager. He is a good manager in his own right. So I think he deserves the respect coming into this into the club, that he's not some sort of rookie, or he's not some sort of person who doesn't have pedigree. He has a good manager, and he's got a good history in improving teams in the past. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not that excited about. I can't say I'm excited about the appointment. I just can't, truthfully. I think I am a bit underwhelmed by just how the search has ended, who we were linked with, seeing how Wolves were in that last year. I am a bit underwhelmed, but I'm happy that I do think he's a good manager in that sense, and I do think he can help, and I do think he can help improve us and get us competitive again. So in that sense, I'm happy. But am I excited about it? I'd be lying if I said I was excited about this appointment, but we have to wait and see how he does. I am certain that he can definitely make us more competitive and hard to beat. Although saying now, we were competitive under Mourinho, so it's not like we weren't competitive. It's just we had too many draws and too many narrow defeats and stuff like that. So it's not like we weren't getting battered or anything. So I don't think being competitive is our problem. It's about more dominating, getting over the line. So whether he can do that is another challenge.
It all depends.
We'll have to wait and see.
It all depends on the transfer window, really,
yeah,
this
have to
summer.
wait and see.
That's
and
what
Paratici wanted him, so I don't like this whole thing. Whenever we get linked to the manager, Paratici wanted him at Juventus. I swear, every single manager we get linked with, Romano's like, Paratici wanted him at Juventus a year ago, but it just didn't happen for this reason. Now he wants him at Spurs. So what? He wanted Gattuso, he wanted Fonseca, he wants Nuno at Juventus, but he chose Pirlo instead out of all of them. Is that what happened? I don't get it.
Look, at the end of the day, I like Nuno. I think he's a really good manager, and I am quite excited going. I'm not saying that we're going to get 100% get Champions League or fight for the title or anything like that. I'm not saying that because there are more problems at this club than Nuno Espirito Santos and what transfers he's going to bring in. Because Santo. There are more kind of pressing issues definitely right at the top of the club, and I think that heavily relies on him succeeding or not. So we'll have to see what happens there. But as him isolated as just a manager, I think he's a very good manager. And I think he deserves to be at a better club than Wolves. I do believe that.
He deserves a warm welcome to the club, and I think he deserves the fans to give him a chance. There's no reason to be negative about him personally, for sure. So I think in that sense, I'm obviously wishing him well, and hopefully we're in for a good season. We have to wait and see how it all pans out.
And everyone was going on last week about how pragmatic he is, but look at these players that he's got the best of: Raul Jimenez, Pedro Neto, Moutinho, who else? Neves, Adama Traore. Adama Traore has never played as good as football that in his whole career. So I mean, he gets
Matt Doherty.
Yeah, exactly. Look, he gets he got the best out. I think that he kind of got every bit of juice out of that Wolves squad he could have.
Yeah, when there were too many injuries, it was difficult for him, and I think it was a difficult season for a lot of teams last year, not just Wolves. Yeah, but I'm hoping that maybe he can bring something different to Tottenham.
And what, he got them to the Europa League quarters or semis?
They went out to Sevilla, and they're very unlucky to go out that tie as well. So yeah, he got them really well going. So look, I'm sure he can get us playing good football. I am sure about that. So we'll have to wait. I think hopefully he'll be a good coach for us. I really hope so.
I genuinely believe it is, because when you're talking about Fonseca or Gattuso, this guy's a level above them.
It's just the negativity around the search, isn't it? That's the main thing. It's just how the hierarchy have dealt with it.
It's over now, though. I mean, it's not even over.
It's not even over. What have you done? You've just Nuno's pulling out tonight. I'm guaranteeing you now. What have you just done? Oh my God!
You'll find this on We Are Tottenham memes tonight.
I can't believe you just said that. You just
find it on We Are Tottenham memes tonight. But look,
because actually, funny. I don't know if you got this in update. Jack Pitbrook said we're at the same stage now where we were with Fonseca.
Right.
That's what he said. So it does look, for all intents and purposes, it does look like Nuno, and like it did look like Fonseca. But with Spurs, you can never, ever, ever rule out a last-minute U-turn.
Completely agree. So I take it back. Let's move on. DiMarzio says Tottenham remain interested in Milan Skriniar. However, Inter asked for 60 million without technical compensation for Skriniar. I don't know what technical compensation
Without
means.
technical compensation.
That's what it says, yeah.
I don't know what that means. Yeah, I mean, with the links with Jules Koundé, I don't see us getting Skriniar and Koundé, because that would be like about 150 million or something, wouldn't it, for both of them? But
how much is Koundé going to cost?
About 70, 80 million euros probably.
There's no chance we're signing him for 70,
I know,
80
it doesn't.
million.
It makes no sense. Obviously, I still want Skriniar. Definitely.
No, but they said his release clause is 80 million euros, but he's going to go for less.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing it won't be just 10 million, maybe like 50 million or something like that.
I have to wait, maybe 60. I don't know. I have to wait and see how it all pans out in terms of the release clause with Koundé. Well, I think it's if you're asking me, would I rather Koundé or Skriniar? I mean, probably Koundé, just because he's because he's younger and he's definitely got he's got a very, very high ceiling, and he's a bit more versatile, and he can play in a few different systems. And if we're going to play with Nuno, who likes to go back 3 or back 4 sometimes, I think I'll go Koundé. And he's going to be a lot longer. You know, he's 21 years old, 22. So I might go with him. Obviously, Skriniar right now is probably a better player, but Koundé definitely has the potential to be better.
It's interesting with Koundé because I never really knew much about him before this Euros until we started that game. And when you look at the players that are in like the under-21 squad in Konate and Upamecano and stuff like that, he gets in the French squad above them, which is interesting.
Yeah, exactly.
Really
it shows how highly rated he is. And
but having said that, Sissoko gets in ahead of Ndombele,
so maybe it says more about Deschamps than it does about him. I know Koundé, he's had a great season for Sevilla as well. He's very, very highly rated, so I'll definitely be excited about that potential signing. But yeah, Skriniar, I'm sure we're still going to be in for him as long as he's available. But whether, again, what that 45 million was the price, wasn't it? And we didn't go for that last summer. Yeah. So whether are we going to go for 60 million?
Well, we'll have to see how this one plays out. But we've got a couple of updates here about Takahiro Tomiyasu, Japanese right back and a centre back. He can play both positions, playing for Bologna at the moment. So the first one from Sky Sports saying Tottenham have accelerated their efforts to sign Tomiyasu and hope to seal the defender's signature in the next few days. Offer of 15 million euros plus 3 bonuses. A couple of million are dancing, but Spurs plan to close in the next few days. Romano went on to say Tottenham have bid 18 million euros plus add-ons for Tomiyasu. Bologna want 20 to 25 million euros. The deal is close, however. Bologna want 20 to 25 million, and Atalanta are also in the race. So it's not done yet, but it is close. And yeah, those are the 2 updates on. DiMarzio said as well, Tomiyasu of Bologna is a concrete goal for Paratici, in which Spurs will try to close. So it does seem like this one is kind of further along down the line.
Yeah, it seems like we're definitely interested. He's also a very young, 21-year-old versatile defender. Apparently, he's come on leaps and bounds for Bologna over the past couple of seasons. I think he came from Japan, the J-League, a couple of years ago, and has really taken to Serie A like a duck to water, and apparently he's improved a lot. He's also a tall defender, 6'2", like big, tall, fast. Apparently he's got a very big future ahead of him, so maybe we're looking to steal a head march on people before people realise his potential, maybe. I've never seen too much of him. I don't watch too much Bologna, but I've read and I've seen a few things about him, and it does seem like he's a very good young defender and could have a big future and potential. Do I want him right now to be our starting centre-back ahead of like a Skriniar or Koundé?
Is he more of a centre-back or a right-back?
I think he plays more right-back, but he can play both. He can play both either, so he's versatile. He's not.
How quick is he?
He's not like the most offensive right back, but he's not like he knows how to handle himself in the final third.
So if we play like a 5 at the back, 3 at the back system with flying fullbacks,
yeah, would you want
is that
him
the
there?
One? Is he going to suit that system?
I think you'd much rather him as like a 4 at the back kind of right back. I think they may be the one.
Gives us tactical flexibility.
Yeah, and he can obviously fill in at centre. If it's 1 of 3 centre backs, he can obviously fill in there. Maybe the perfect position for him would be that right-sided centre back who sometimes fills in at right back when the wing back goes forward. That's like kind of how I see his role.
Ben Davis on the right,
basically, but a bit better in the final third and stronger and faster and taller.
And also, it gets us a bit of insight into that Japanese market. Daniel Levy's probably trying to crack.
I'm sure he's got one eye on that, Daniel. Don't you worry about that. Don't you worry about that. He's definitely got a couple eyes on that, probably even.
Yeah. All right, let's move on. Romano, back on Koundé. Now, Romano says that Tottenham are in contact with Koundé's agents at the moment. I mean, but if his release clause is 80 million, I just don't know. I just can't see it getting over the line, this one.
So the contact's probably like Levy going to the agent. All right, so is this guy available? Yeah, I mean 70 million. Okay, well stay in contact. let us know if you drop prices by about half.
Yeah, exactly.
Please do let us know.
Yeah.
That's the contact pretty much that there is probably between the agents. So I wouldn't get too excited just yet about that. But obviously, I've said before in the video, Koundé's very high potential and a very high quality young defender. So I'd be very excited about his potential signing. But I'm not going to get my hopes up by any stretch. Look, what's the rule with Tottenham? If it's too good to be true, it probably is.
Yeah,
that's the rule with Tottenham. So there you go.
That is most definitely the rule with Tottenham. But the good thing is though, it does seem though we're really trying to concentrate on this defensive issue.
Yeah, which is definitely a positive thing. But if Kane leaves, we have to wait. Like we have to refocus our attentions, aren't we?
Yeah. I got a feeling Kane's not leaving this summer though. But funny you say that because the next update is about Harry Kane. First one is from DiMarzio saying Paratici understands the importance of Harry Kane to Tottenham and will do everything he can to keep the striker at the club this summer. The Athletic go on to say that Pep Guardiola knows it's time to sign Harry Kane as he wants to leave. And the next one's a bit funny. They say Man City's experience of negotiating with Tottenham chairman Daniel Levy over Kyle Walker transfer was quoted as saying, like having a blood in your piss, according to a source.
Yeah, that sounds about right, Daniel Levy. What did Alex Ferguson say? It was
He's a funny man, he says.
Levy's, Ferguson said negotiating with Levy was more painful than a hip replacement, he said. So I think a lot of people have had these experiences with Daniel Levy, but that wouldn't surprise me, So he probably kept adding 1 more million to the price every time City made a bid, and he accepted it. Like, 1 more million, go on, 1 more million. So doesn't surprise me. Yeah,
probably 5.
So in terms of Kane, look, we know Daniel Levy ain't gonna leave 1 penny unturned for that deal. So it's gonna go a long way. It's gonna definitely first of all after the Euros, and it's probably gonna go down to the wire knowing Levy. So. I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon, and City are definitely in for a long negotiation if they think they're going to get Kane easily. They've got another thing coming, but doesn't mean that they won't end up stumping up the cash like other teams have done in the past in the last minute, like Berbatov and all these people like him.
Also, with this Man City heavily linked with Jack Grealish as well, can you really see them spending 100 million on Jack Grealish, 150 million on Harry Kane?
I can't unless they get a big sale from somewhere.
Yeah.
I can't see that, yeah.
And I mean, there's rumours about Sterling and what have you, but...
Well, he ain't coming to Spurs. He ain't selling Spurs,
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying if he goes somewhere else for a hefty price.
If who? Sterling. Do I see them signing Grealish?
I'm saying if Sterling goes for a hefty price, let's say, 100 million, whatever it may be, can you see them then signing those two players, Kane? That's probably, what I'm saying. Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. If they get a big sale, then yeah, I think they can probably sign 2 big ones. But who's going to spend 80 million to 100 million on Sterling? I don't know. Unlikely.
Maybe go back to Liverpool.
Unless they get 30 million for Mahrez, 50 million for Bernardo, a few big sales. I'll
take Mahrez for 30 million.
Yeah, I would as well.
Moving on, Domingo Ortiz, a Portuguese journalist, says after the appointment of Nuno Espirito Santo, Tottenham will likely target Valencia winger Gonçalves Guedes. Do you know much about him?
Yeah, I do. I remember he used to play for he's Benfica or Valencia?
He's Valencia.
Yeah, sorry, was he alone at Benfica?
He was at Benfica, yeah.
So I remember him playing in the Euros, or was it the World Cup? I remember I wasn't that impressed with him, to be honest. I know he's a bit like, if I was to say who he's similar to, is someone like Jota. He's similar kind of ilk to someone like Diogo Jota, where he's a bit raw with his finishing and his dribbling, but he's got a lot of pace about him and he gets in difficult positions. But a lot of the time when he's in on goal, he goes for power a lot of the time, and his finishing isn't accurate, but he very often gets the ball on target. But he's not one who's always convinced me, and a lot of the times when he's got a defender, he likes to run in behind. When he's got a defender with him, he struggles to get past him sometimes. But I think he's a decent player. He's decent, but he's not one as well. That was a few years ago I remember seeing him, so he must be mid-20, 26, 27 now.
I'm not even sure how old he is.
So I don't know if he's going to be the one for us.
Yeah, I mean he's 24.
24,
he's
okay.
24.
So he's very young. I remember the Euros then.
So maybe he's come on a bit since then. I don't know.
He's never scored more than 5 league goals in a season.
Right.
So doesn't inspire much confidence. But he is a winger. I know. Fair enough. He's not exactly a striker, but.
Well, PSG bought him.
Yeah, I used to play for PSG. I remember that.
That's interesting. Anyway, we'll see how that one plays out anyway. Nothing too concrete on that.
I'm sure, just like after Paratici signed, we were linked to every Serie A player. Now Nuno's coming with George Mendes. We're going to probably link with every single Portuguese player there is.
That's exactly how it played out at Wolves, though, didn't it? How many Portuguese players do they have in the books?
A lot, to be fair.
All right, and finally, Tottenham have 4 confirmed friendlies. Pre-season friendlies now. We've got Leyton Orient away on Saturday the 12th of July at 3 p.m. And then we go play MK Dons away on Wednesday the 28th of July at 7:45. And then it's the 2 London derbies which we brought to you last week. Is Chelsea away on the 4th of August at 7:45. And then Arsenal come to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium on Sunday the 8th of August at 2 p.m. Which will be about a week before the start of the season. But pre-season starts in what, 7 days or something like that? 8 days or whatever it is.
Well, as of now, we still don't have a manager, but it looks like we're finally going to get
it looks like we're just about to get one over the line just before pre-season. But I don't want to speak too soon.
Don't speak too soon. There's a couple of updates here. Alistair Gold just wrote an update saying Paratici convinced Levy to give the green light on Nuno by showing him clips of his Valencia side playing 4-4-2 and 4-3-3. And we're playing more attacking style.
That's what I said when I first heard us into Nuno. I did a bit more research into him because I only really know him from Wolves, and I saw that. Yes, it might have fell off again in the last season for him at Valencia, but he did a very good job there, playing good, nice attacking football, getting him into Champions League and what have you.
Yeah, but why couldn't he keep it? Why did they let him go? They let him go quite early on in the second season. I'm not really sure why.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Because they had a dodgy start, but.
I mean, you can't really trust hierarchy there that appoints Gary Neville as your manager.
Was Neville the next appointment after? There you go. That probably says a lot about the hierarchy there as well. And then Mike McGrath from The Telegraph has said Aston Villa are currently monitoring Harry Winks.
Well, that's an interesting one because they're trying to go quite heavily into Smith Rowe, and Arsenal are not budging at all, so that might be their second option there.
They're very different players, aren't they, those Smith Rowe and Winks?
True.
But they're clearly going for like young English midfielders at the moment. And look, how much you got, Villa? Come on.
Empty out your wallets, mate.
Exactly. Levy smells a deal.
But that is your Tottenham update for today. Let me know in the comment section below if you have any thoughts regarding any of the updates we spoke about today. Like, subscribe, and comment. And as always,
come on, you Spurs.
We are Tottenham.